Day 141, Royal Kingdom, 2 Samuel 23, 1 Chronicles 28, Psalm 41. Let's begin. 2 Samuel 23. These are the last words of David. Now David, the son of Jesse, the man to whom it was appointed concerning the Christ of the God of Jacob, the preeminent psalmist of Israel, said, The Spirit of the Lord has spoken through me, and his word was spoken through my tongue. The God of Israel spoke to me, the strong one of Israel spoke, the ruler of men, the just ruler, in the fear of God. Like the first light of the morning as the sun is rising, when a morning without clouds glows red, and like plants springing forth from the earth after a rainfall. But my house is not so great with God that he should undertake an eternal covenant with me, firm and fortified in all things. For he is the entirety of my salvation and the entirety of my will. And there is nothing of this which will not spring forth. But all prevaricators shall be plucked out like thorns, yet they are not taken away by hands. And if anyone wishes to touch them, he must be armed with iron and a wooden lance. And they shall be set ablaze and burned to nothing. These are the names of the valiant of David. Sitting in the chair was the wisest leader among the three. He was like a very tender little worm in a tree, who killed 800 men in one attack. After him, there was Eleazar, the son of his paternal uncle, an Ahohite, who was among the 3 valiant men who were with David when they chastised the Philistines, and they were gathered together in battle there. And when the men of Israel had gone up, he himself stood fast and struck down the Philistines, until his hand grew weak and stiff with the sword. And the Lord wrought a great salvation on that day. And the people who had fled returned to take up the spoils of the slain. And after him, there was Shammah, the son of Agi, from Hara. And the Philistines gathered together at an outpost. For a field full of lentils was in that place. And when the people had fled from the face of the Philistines, he stood fast in the middle of the field, and it was protected by him. And he struck down the Philistines. And the Lord wrought a great salvation. And moreover, before this, the 3 who were leaders among the 30 descended and went to David at harvest time, in the cave of Adullam. But the camp of the Philistines was positioned in the valley of the giants. And David was in a stronghold. Moreover, there was a garrison of the Philistines at that time in Bethlehem. Then David desired, and he said, If only someone would give me a drink of the water from the cistern, which is in Bethlehem beside the gate. Therefore, the 3 valiant men burst into the encampment of the Philistines, and they drew water from the cistern of Bethlehem, which was beside the gate. And they brought it to David. Yet he was not willing to drink, instead, he poured it out to the Lord, saying, May the Lord be gracious to me, so that I may not do this. Should I drink the blood of these men who have set out to the peril of their own lives? Therefore, he was not willing to drink. These things were accomplished by these 3 robust men. Also Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was first among the 3. It was he who lifted up his spear against 300 men, whom he killed. And he was renowned among the 3. And he was the noblest of the 3, and he was their leader. But at first he did not attain to the 3. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, a very strong man of great deeds, was from Kabzeel. He slew the 2 lions of Moab, and he descended and slew a lion in the middle of a den, in the days of snow. He also killed an Egyptian who had a spear in his hand, a man worthy to behold. And yet he had gone down to him with only a staff. And he forced the spear from the hand of the Egyptian, and he killed him with his own spear. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, accomplished these things. And he was renowned among the 3 robust men, who were the most noble among the 30. Yet truly, he did not attain to the 3, until David made him his secret adviser. Among the 30 were Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, the son of his paternal uncle, from Bethlehem. Shammah from Herod, Elika from Herod. Helez from Palti, Ira, the son of Ikesh, from Tekoa. Abiezer from Anathoth, Mebunai from Husha. Zalman the Ahohite, Maharai the Netophathite. Heleb, the son of Baanah, also himself a Netophathite. Ittai, the son of Ribai, from Gibeah, of the sons of Benjamin. Benaiah the Pirathonite, Hiddai from the torrent Gash, Baalban the Arbathite, Asmaveth from Baromi, Eliabah from Shalban, the sons of Jashan, Jonathan, Shammah from Orori, Ahiam, the son of Shurar, the Hararite, Eliphalet, the son of Ahasbai, the son of Makkath, Eliam, the son of Ahithophel, the Gilonite, Hezrai from Carmel, Parai from Arbai, Igal, the son of Nathan, from Zobah, Bani from Gad, Zelek from Ammon, Naharai the Beerothite, the armor-bearer of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb also an Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, altogether 37. 1 Chronicles 28. And so David called together all the leaders of Israel, the rulers of the tribes, and those in charge of the companies, who were ministering to the king, and also the tribunes and centurions, and those in charge of the substance and possessions of the king, and his sons, with the eunuchs and the powerful and those most experienced in the army, at Jerusalem. And when the king had risen up and was standing, he said, "Listen to me, my brothers and my people. I thought that I would build a house, in which the ark of the covenant of the Lord, the footstool of our God, might rest. And so I prepared everything for its building. But God said to me, You shall not build a house to my name, because you are a man of war, and have shed blood. Now the Lord God of Israel chose me, out of the entire house of my father, so that I would be king over Israel forever. For from Judah he chose leaders, then from the house of Judah he chose the house of my father, and from the sons of my father, it pleased him to choose me as king over all of Israel. Then too, among my sons, for the Lord has given me many sons, he chose Solomon my son, so that he would sit upon the throne of the kingdom of the Lord, over Israel. And he said to me, Solomon your son shall build my house and my courts. For I have chosen him to be to me as a son, and I will be to him as a father. And I will make firm his kingdom, even unto eternity, if he will persevere in doing my precepts and judgments, as also today. Now therefore, before the entire assembly of Israel, in the hearing of our God, keep and seek all the commandments of the Lord our God, so that you may possess the good land, and may bequeath it to your sons after you, even forever. And as for you, my son Solomon, know the God of your father, and serve him with a perfect heart and a willing mind. For the Lord searches all hearts, and understands the thoughts of all minds. If you seek him, you will find him. But if you abandon him, he will cast you aside for eternity. Now therefore, since the Lord has chosen you, so that you would build the house of the sanctuary, be strengthened and accomplish it. Then David gave to his son Solomon a description of the portico, and the temple, and the storerooms, and the upper floor, and the innermost rooms, and the house of propitiation. And indeed also of all the courts that he had planned, and the outer rooms on all sides, for the treasuries of the house of the Lord, and for the treasuries of the holy things, and for the divisions of the priests, and the Levites, concerning all the works of the house of the Lord and all the items in the ministry of the temple of the Lord. There was gold by weight for every vessel of the ministry, and also silver by weight for the diversity of vessels and equipment. Then too, he distributed gold for the lampstands and their lamps, according to the measure of each of the lampstands with their lamps. Similarly also, he distributed silver by weight for the silver lampstands with their lamps, according to the diversity of their measure. Also, he gave gold for the tables of the presence, according to the diversity of the tables. Similarly too, he gave silver for the other tables of silver. Also, he distributed from the purest gold for the small hooks and the bowls and the censers, as well as for the little lions of gold, in accord with the precise measure of the weight, for lion after lion. Similarly too, for the lions of silver, he set aside a different weight of silver. Then, for the altar on which the incense was burned, he gave the purest gold. And from the same he made the likeness of the chariot of the cherubim, with extended wings, which is veiling the ark of the covenant of the Lord. All these things, he said, came to me written by the hand of the Lord, so that I would understand all the works of the pattern. David also said to his son Solomon, Act manfully, and be strengthened, and carry it out. You should not be afraid, and you should not be dismayed. For the Lord my God will be with you, and he will not send you away, nor will he abandon you, until you have perfected the entire work of the ministry of the house of the Lord. Behold, the divisions of the priests and the Levites, for every ministry of the house of the Lord, are standing before you. And they have been prepared, and so they know, both the leaders and the people, how to carry out all your precepts. Psalm 41. Unto the end. The understanding of the sons of Korah. As the deer longs for fountains of water, so my soul longs for you, O God. My soul has thirsted for the strong living God. When will I draw close and appear before the face of God? My tears have been my bread day and night. Meanwhile, it is said to me daily, Where is your God? These things I have remembered, and my soul within me I have poured out. For I will cross into the place of the wonderful tabernacle, all the way to the house of God, with a voice of exultation and confession, the sound of feasting. Why are you sad, my soul? And why do you disquiet me? Hope in God, for I will still confess to Him, the salvation of my countenance. And my God. My soul has been troubled within myself. Because of this, I will remember you from the land of the Jordan and from Hermon, from the little mountain. Abyss calls upon abyss, with the voice of your floodgate. All your heights and your waves have passed over me. In the daylight, the Lord has ordered His mercy, and in the night, a canticle to Him. With me is a prayer to the God of my life. I will say to God, You are my supporter. Why have you forgotten me? And why do I walk in mourning, while my adversary afflicts me? While my bones are being broken, my enemies, who trouble me, have reproached me. Meanwhile, they say to me every single day, Where is your God? My soul, why are you saddened? And why do you disquiet me? Hope in God, for I will still confess to Him, the salvation of my countenance and my God.